Have you ever been so afraid of failing that you decided not to try? What if I told you that the greatest successes are built on failures, and your fear is the only thing standing between you and your dreams? Let's dive into a journey where failure is not the end, but a powerful beginning. Hey everyone, it's Jay. Welcome back to Life Next Level, your go-to source for personal growth and motivation. If you're new here, we're all about helping individuals just like you transform their lives from feeling burned out and frustrated to being unstoppable and achieving their dreams. Today, we're diving into something that holds many of us back, but can actually be a powerful catalyst for growth: embracing failure. You heard me right. We often view failure as the end of the road. But what if I told you it can actually be a stepping stone towards unleashing your true potential? Join us as we explore how overcoming the fear associated with failure can ignite personal development and success like never before. Let's discuss your call for a change. We have to first do that by deep diving into embracing failure. So you're probably wondering why I would suggest that you get cozy with failure. It sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the thing. The fear of failing is a towering wall between you and your true potential. Think about it. Our daily lives are wrapped in our comfort zones thanks to our brain's love affair with routine and comfort. Yet, and remember this because it's important, every significant leap in self-improvement begins at the end of what you know. Change is not just inevitable, it's necessary for growth, creativity, and self-discovery. We should view change as an uncharted adventure, a journey where each step forward reveals a new horizon. You may as well get used to change on your own terms because I'm telling you, you'll be better off and it'll be easier to deal with when life throws you a curveball and changes things for you, which always happens. I've been there before plenty of times, dealing with fear of failure, and change. And I still find myself in the spot all too much. It's so ingrained in all of us from such a young age that it takes knowledge of fear of failure and active work on it continually to face the fear and get out of your comfort zone. But in order to grow, you need to do just that and get into a term that I love, your growth zone. Whether you're speaking in public for the first time, going for a big promotion, or starting a new business, you've got to conquer the fear that unfortunately stops so many of us in our tracks, stops many of us from even trying, which is really the ultimate failure. Have you all heard of Sarah Blakely before? Sarah Blakely, she's one of my favorite stories of people. I haven't met her in person, but I've followed her for a while. She's the entrepreneur who invented and marketed the enormously successful Spanx undergarment. It spawned a multi-million-dollar clothing empire and launched Sarah to billionaire status. But it wasn't always easy for her. She had to try and try again and get rejected again and again. But she just knew that this idea was great. But the awesome thing about Sarah is that she was taught as a child to embrace failure from her father. In fact, he encouraged she and her siblings to fail weekly. One of my favorite quotes from Sarah is, "My dad encouraged us to fail growing up. He would ask us what we failed at that week. And if we didn't have something, he'd be disappointed. It changed my mindset at an early age that failure is not the outcome. Failure is not trying. Do not be afraid to fail." I love that quote. Anyway, we'll definitely delve more into Sarah Blakely and her story in some other videos. Because like I said, I love her story and how she got there, and think many of us could learn from that journey. So let's talk about facing fear head on. What stops us from taking that first step or facing challenges head on? It's fear. Spoiler alert. It's a primal emotion though. Fear is a primal emotion governed by our brain's amygdala. When fear kicks in, so do those fight or flight reactions fueled by adrenaline and cortisol, making risk-taking seem like a no-go area. So we just want to stay in our comfort zone. But here is where an awesome part of our brain takes place, and that's neuroplasticity. Meaning our brains are adaptable, very adaptable. We just have to work on it. With every new experience tackled despite the fear, new neural pathways are formed, encouraging resilience over flightiness, which means even taking small steps outside your comfort zone will help. Even taking small steps to conquer fear will help. And you can do it again and again. The next thing you know, it'll be a larger step. And then things will start to snowball. It becomes easier and easier because you have these new neural pathways. And hey, we do have a video on facing fear as well. So we'll have a lot on fear and growth zone and all of that stuff. So definitely stay tuned and check out some of our other videos. So how do you do it? How do you conquer fear? First, reframe failure. So how can you, possibly see failure as anything but negative, especially when everyone around you sees it as negative and it's ingrained in us to see it as negative? That shift in perspective starts when we understand that stepping out of our comfort zone means occasionally stumbling along the way, but these stumbles hold incredible value. Every single misstep offers rich soil for growth and learning for you. If only we are willing to dig through the dirt. Growth thrives just beyond those familiar boundaries you dare not to cross today. Change your relationship with fear and failure. Don't view it as a negative. View it as a challenge and a growing experience that will help you get where you want so badly to go. Second, reflective resilience building. Now, let me share something crucial. Resilience does not magically appear. It's built brick by brick through thoughtful self-reflection after each and every stumble. Documenting lessons learned isn't merely about keeping score, but understanding patterns and analyzing responses to sculpt a more resilient tomorrow. This practice equips us with clarity. So by writing down, taking note of your fears and your failures, and adjusting necessarily, really equips us with also clarity on what's going on and where you're failing, but also steps to do better the next time and to get over that boundary the next time. So it equips us with clarity, not just about what went wrong, but how different choices could pave smoother paths ahead. Take what you learn from the inevitable fears and failures along the way. Remember, they can be a good thing, and let them help you to steer your ship in the right direction. Third, fostering a growth mindset. At Life Next Level, we highly encourage using setbacks as launch pads towards developing a robust mindset. A mindset that believes improvement is always within reach if persistent meets effort. Let challenges be your teachers rather than your tormentors. By acknowledging every hurdle overcome enriches your capability reservoir much more than endless smooth sailings could ever do. Successful individuals like Sarah, who once faced failures, would fill volumes. They stand testament to seeing failures not as dead ends, but detours leading towards their personal growth, successes, and dreams fulfilled. Fourth, striding past resistance. Taking strides into unfamiliar territories can evoke internal resistance, an invisible force field wired deeply within us all, attempting to maintain status quo. Yet, activating parts of our prefrontal cortex responsible for planning can help navigate through this resistance, enabling action over apprehension. You essentially become an architect designing pathways through previously insurmountable obstacles. Embracing experiences filled with uncertainty refines thought processes, culminating in behaviors aligned more closely with growth aspirations than the stagnation your fears could ever offer. Fifth, understanding vulnerability. It's a strength. One underlying thread among all feared outcomes is judgment, from ourselves to the others around us. And here lies an invitation to embrace vulnerability alongside authenticity, allowing space not only for your individual innovation, but also fostering environments or trust, mutual respect, and collaboration instead of competition and judgment. This alone paves the way towards individual and collective advancements that couldn't be fostered with the guarded facades that once feared failures waiting around every corner. With heavyweights like Brene Brown advocating strength found beneath the layers of vulnerability that are gently nudged open, it becomes clear understanding and accepting imperfections for yourself and for others is not a sign of weakness, but the secret sauce to lasting progress and success. This applies to all areas of our lives and those around us, from personal self-discoveries to our more tangible achievements. So the next time you stumble or fall flat on your face, remember, you're not just building a stronger and more resilient you. You are plowing ahead, getting out of your comfort zone and getting into your growth zone. And you are starting to succeed. How's that? And hey, how is that for a change in perspective? One thing I want to discuss really quickly is Ryan Leake's philosophy, and I want you to remember this. His philosophy is do it scared. Embrace his mantra. This will align your actions despite your fears encountered, which will enable your development, resilience, and the capacity to bounce back stronger after any fall, while still moving forward towards your goals. This creates more perseverance until your destinations are reached, regardless of the hurdles you encounter. So let's wrap this up together. Hopefully now it's clear to you that embracing failure is not just about accepting defeat. It's about unlocking the door to a world brimming with potential and possibilities for you. From understanding the transformative power of change to conquering your deepest fears and learning from setbacks, every step forward is a leap towards realizing your true potential. Life Next Level is here to remind you that adopting a resilient mindset and cultivating persistence are your two most trusted allies in navigating the roller coaster ride that can be personal growth. Remember, every failure encountered is another building block in the foundation of your success story. Here's a quick recap. Start reframing how you think of failure. Way to do that is to write down some things that you have failed at lately. What are they? What are you afraid to do because of the potential for failure? Be honest with yourself. Write it down in a notebook or journal. The same thing as you can do with your fears. Think about this. Fear of failure is the fear of something that hasn't even happened yet. It causes stress, discomfort, among other things. It's another reason to change your relationship with fear and failure. 2, work on self-reflection. Understand why you're scared of this potential failure. Why do you fear it? Write it down, reflect, read it over and over. Start to understand it and why. 3, foster a growth mindset. By continually doing this, by continually working on personal growth through these avenues, it'll begin to get easier and you'll start to foster a growth mindset, which will be there to help you in so many aspects of life, including living a great, happy, and prosperous life. 4, remember to embrace vulnerability alongside authenticity. Remember that imperfections in yourself and others are not a sign of weakness, but of strength, and foster an environment of growth and success beyond your wildest dreams. So what's next for you? It starts with taking that first brave step out of your comfort zone. Yes, I have a quick call to action for you. Dare to dream big, embrace challenges head on, and treat failures as lessons in disguise. Engage in self-reflection, nurture a growth mindset, and above all else, persist through adversity unwaveringly. So before you click away, here's your call to action. I challenge you today, yes, today, to take one small action toward your goals by conquering a fear. Use our call to actions as a guide. Choose one fear, probably a smaller one, and go through our steps to start down the path of overcoming it so you can grow. And by doing this, you'll then be able to pick another fear and a bigger fear. And like I said, it will continually snowball. You will get more and more used to it before at some point, it's just second nature. And you'll start to view fear and fear of failure as an act of getting into your growth zone and out of your comfort zone and actually growing. So don't forget to subscribe below if you're ready to elevate your life to the next level with more insights on personal growth and motivation every day. Together with Life Next Level, let's transform those fears into stepping stones towards unleashing an extraordinary version of ourselves. Thank you for sharing this time with me. Keep pushing forward. Your best days are yet to come. Love and appreciate you all. Thank you.